as an employer to be able to keep engaging them is to ask them, like, how are you? Like, how are you with this? Trying to remember recent things in their life or trying to check in on their mental health. Hey there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal at this video is to be able to walk you through what are different things that you can do to keep engaging with your virtual assistant. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I've been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run my own outsourcing company here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to business from home. So make sure to hit subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, as you have hopefully at this point have hired a virtual assistant, you might think that, oh yeah, the hard part's over, I already have someone. But in reality, you need to keep engaging with your virtual assistant to get the best out of them. So these are basically my top tips on how to be just a better employer to your virtual assistant. Because the best thing that always happens when your virtual assistant feels engaged with, supported, is they will do their best to make sure that in every single thing that they do, they're doing their best for you. First one is creating clear communication systems. Now, I've talked about this in a lot of other videos, but basically you want to create a structure where it's going to be easy for your virtual assistant to be able to communicate with you, to be able to bring up problems as they come up, or bring up initiatives or things that they want to start, or things that they like, hey, I saw this problem, can I help solve this? So having that space, and it could be, having it in a daily report like we have here in 2XU. It could be a weekly check-in or a monthly check-in, up to you. But you have to find a way where your virtual assistant doesn't have to wait until like meetings or other major things to happen before they bring things up with you. This could be as easy as setting up a Slack channel for different ideas or different things that they might want to bring up, or it could be actually just having a dedicated space where they can drop any ideas that they might have or thoughts that they might have. That's why inside of 2XU, our daily report works really well, because it has the question of, do you have suggestions, or do you have any bottlenecks? Because then it gives them the permission to be able to put in any worries or ideas that they have in one place. Next is to make sure that you support their well-being. Beyond just checking in on them, beyond just making sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, as an employer, to be able to keep engaging them is to ask them, like, how are you? Like, how are you with this? Trying to remember recent things in their life or trying to check in on their mental health. So just doing in general, just how are you doing? Do you need anything? It's going to be so essential for you and your assistant to feel that support, to feel like, hey, I'm not just another robot, I'm not just another cog in their system, I'm not just another person helping them run their business. I'm a person. I'm someone that they see as a human being. And of course, again, that helps boost their own confidence in being able to bring things up as things happen. It boosts their want to engage also inside of your business as you engage with them. Next thing that you can do to up that engagement is to honor their boundaries. One of the things that's going to be a little bit tempting when it comes to working from home remotely with virtual employees is that sometimes there might not be weekends. Sometimes holidays don't feel like you need to celebrate that holiday because you're working from home. Anyway, there's not an office that you don't go to because it's a holiday. But you have to keep in mind that you need to honor and respect your virtual assistant's boundaries. If they say, hey, I take weekends off, or you guys both negotiate and find what's a good middle ground for both of you to be able to keep working, to keep going, even with different time zones, even with different dates and different holidays, maybe for their end. It's you knowing that they can't really perform their best if they're burning themselves out. So it could be also respecting the boundaries of when they want to work, as long as it works with you, of course. It's also knowing that they won't be responding to you if they're taking a day off. It's knowing that just because you are their employer doesn't mean that you are their end all be all. They have other priorities in life. They have to also prioritize themselves, so taking care of themselves. Like I said, it's a bad thing if your employee ends up being burnt out just because you're not honoring their own boundaries and listening to them as well when they say, like, hey, I can't do this, or hey, I'll take a quick break, I'll be back in a few hours and I'll update you as I go. Which, speaking of which, another way that you can up the engagement with your virtual assistant is making sure that your virtual assistant feels heard and valued. So it can come in a form of just asking them for suggestions of like, hey, you've been doing this for a while, do you think there's a faster way that we can do this? It's asking them and picking their brain for things that you might not have thought of just because you might be either too close to the task or the thing that's supposed to get done, or you just haven't done it in a while. So being able to kind of train your virtual assistant to tell you if they find a shortcut, they find a good tool or a better tool to do a certain task will of course help you and your business be more efficient because you don't have to do the research. They're already doing the research because it's a bottleneck to them. It's stopping them from doing what they're supposed to be doing. So when you help your virtual assistant feel just heard and valued, that you value their opinion, that you listen to them, then of course they're going to say more. They're going to want to put their best foot forward to be able to give you the best suggestions that they can think of, or shortcuts, or if they find something that they think that should be in your business, be able to bring that up as well. Next way that you can engage with your virtual assistant more is to give timely feedback. Now what I mean by this is if your assistant messed something up, don't wait until a week before you actually give them that feedback. When the moment that you see it, give them the feedback that they need, so then the next time they're keeping that in mind the next time that they're doing the task. Now this doesn't just apply to things that they need to improve on, but also things that you want them to keep doing. So any wins that they have, make sure to give a really good feedback. Anytime that they're able to achieve something, move something forward, give them that feedback, so then they know that, oh, I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right thing. I'm just gonna keep going because my boss, my manager said that I'm doing really well. So by doing that, you are not just redirecting them whenever something goes wrong, you're also trying to make sure that you capture them or you catch them doing something right. You, as a manager, as the employer, you really want to focus on more catching them when they do something right rather than just focusing on the negative, because then you will start just looking at that instead of seeing what are the wonderful and amazing things that they're doing, because again, you're just focusing on the negative side. Next is try to host like casual virtual meetings. So what I mean by these is from time to time you might want to just have like, hey, for like 15 to 30 minutes today, let's go on to Zoom and kind of just have a little game, or have a little trivia night. So it's bonding with them beyond just work and getting to know them a little bit more, having them feel that they have coworkers, that they're working towards something, they're not just a solo person working with you, is going to help you engage with them a little bit more because you get to know them a little bit better and they also get to know you a little bit better, so they know how to work better with you. This will also then lead to the next thing that you can do, which is help them feel that they're involved in the company culture. So the different ways that you can do this is, one is creating an actual company culture. Make sure that you have values, you have a way that people communicate of like how people also respect other people's boundaries. You're also creating the culture of how you treat them, and then you ask them for feedback like, how can we do this better? How can we do our culture better? Because then they feel like they've contributed something towards a bigger goal, again, not just working on their own thing. Another thing to just up engagement when it comes to working with virtual assistants is just have them engage with other remote employees that you might have. When you stick to being the only person that everyone talks to, it can get a little bit frustrating and time consuming to do that. But when you're able to connect people with each other, even if they're all working online, they're all working remotely, it's going to be easy for them to be able to get information from one person to the other. They're going to be comfortable being able to ask for advice or ask for feedback from that other person and not just have you as the bottleneck. And one amazing tip that I've just learned also from our clients at 2XU that I've done a lot is just schedule what we call a co-working time. Now, of course, as you guys are on different time zones, different places around the world, scheduling a time, it could be just once a week, where 30 minutes to an hour, you guys are just co-working. You are literally going to be side by side each other on Zoom. You can share your screen, they can share their screen if they have any questions, but it's basically just a platform for them to be able to see how you work, to be able to work with you a little bit more closely, especially if you guys are working together with a project. So again, it's just another way for you both to kind of get to know each other better, to work with the people that you are working with better, and to keep improving that relationship. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what other ways have you done to engage with your virtual assistant. Now, if you guys still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to run a business from home. And you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. Now, if you guys have an awesome day, remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!